Hi, I'm Scott Wolf, and I want to share with you some very rare songs by Cliff Edwards, who was the original voice of Jiminy Cricket in the 1940 Disney animated classic Pinocchio. Cliff Edwards was a very popular singer in the 1920s known as Ukulele Ike, many years before Walt Disney cast him to voice Jiminy Cricket in Pinocchio, a character whose voice he would continue to provide both in movies and on television. Besides Jiminy, he's also the voice of one of the crows in Dumbo, and he has an interesting connection to the Disney movie Song of the South. In the late 1930s and early 1940s, Walt Disney was working on a full-length animated feature based on Joel Chandler Harris's Uncle Remus stories. Eventually, that became Walt Disney's first live-action movie, Song of the South, but it did have a few animated segments as well. The great Disney animator Mark Davis worked on those segments, and he told me it was decided to do a live-action film due to the war. Walt simply didn't have the capability of doing a full-length animated film at that time. A number of songs were written for that original animated feature idea, and in 1941, just a year after Pinocchio was released, Cliff Edwards recorded some narration and 3 of those songs as a demo. One of my favorites is I Ain't Nobody's Fool, which would have been sung by Brer Rabbit. The song was written by Lee Harlan and Ned Washington, the same people who did the music for Pinocchio, including When You Wish Upon a Star. I want you to hear a clip of that very rare demo recording. Now, what you're about to hear was never released for the public to hear. And while I play that music, I want to show you a couple of photos from the back of this record set.
One day, Brer Rabbit was going along the road, minding his own business and just singing like it buzzed. Oh, I ain't had no education, never been to school. That may be, but I'll guarantee I ain't nobody's fool. Yowza, no sir, I ain't nobody's fool. Oh, yowza, no sir, I ain't nobody's fool.
I find it interesting that Cliff Edwards sang I Ain't Nobody's Fool, which was never released, but then he went on to sing I'm No Fool as Jiminy Cricket in a series of Disney educational short cartoons which were made for the Mickey Mouse Club TV series. And some of those songs are on this record from 1955, including I'm No Fool. Listen to this.
I'm no fool, no siree. I want to live to be 93, and I play safe for you and me, 'cause I'm no fool.
This 1940 record set was released with the songs from Pinocchio, and although it's not the original soundtrack, Cliff reprised his role as Jiminy Cricket for it. On this album, he sings When You Wish Upon a Star, including a verse that was not used in the movie, but was recorded by various artists over the years. You see, composers in those days would often write additional or alternate lyrics for songs so that they could have a life outside of the film itself. I want to play this for you, but also listen for one other interesting difference. The classic line, like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through, as he sings it in the movie, has been changed. Listen.
Like a bolt out of the blue, suddenly it comes in view. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. When a star is born, they possess a gift or two. One of them is this: they have the power to make a wish come true. When you wish upon a star.
There's one more clip that I want to play for you. To have enough songs to fill this Pinocchio record set, some additional songs were written by the Pinocchio composers, including one entitled Jiminy Cricket. Here's Cliff Edwards, the original voice of Jiminy, singing that rarely heard song entitled Jiminy Cricket.
Jiminy Cricket is the name. I'm a happy-go-lucky fellow, always getting it wrong for singing my song. A merry old soul am I. Jiminy Cricket is the name. Got a melody oh so mellow. I can beedle-yay and bodle-yay and yodel way up high.